To show that I'm not a one-trick pony, I wanted to talk about music. I don't really know all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes of the music industry, but I wanted to take some time out of talking about the visual side of media to discuss the power of music and the different artists whose sound I like. This is going to be more of like personal ramblings instead of a video essay, so give a thumbs up if you like this sort of content, or just chill for 20 minutes, because hey, I'm not a music expert, but you know, I have thoughts. Nostalgia. I think music is a very powerful gateway to nostalgia. My mum was a single parent raising me and my brother, and to get me to school every day she had to drive an hour across Birmingham so she could get me to school. Whilst I was in the car, she used to have a James Morrison CD, which was drilled into my head, as well as my times tables. The reason why I'm saying this is because I could be anywhere in the world at any time, and as soon as I hear broken strings, I'm a little kid with a seatbelt trying to get to school on time. I'm 20 years old, and the song has the ability to overpower anything that I'm doing and take me back to a certain point in time 12 years ago. What am I by Why Don't We? That reminds me of my first year of university, what little time of it there was thanks to the pandemic. In the kitchen, getting drunk and sentimental with my new friends that I was basically forced to coexist with. That song will forever be linked with that time in my life. On the flip side, there's the Doctor Who theme song. Now, my brain is hotwired to feel a rush of anxiety every time the haunting tones of the theremin plays. I always hated that show every time it came on, so when I hear the theme song, there's a part of me that's a scared little boy who has had Christmas ruined by David Tennant. David, you owe me like a decade worth of therapy, even though we've never met. But that's just the magic of music. It's probably the only piece of media that has the ability to transport you back to a fixed point in time that reminds you of the moment when you heard the piece for the first time. Escapism. With 2020 being a year full of obstacles, a lot of people joked about running to Netflix and binge watching all the seasons of Friends, which sounds like absolute torture to me. You should be watching Parks and Recreation instead, you uncultured swines. However, I have a feeling more people use their Spotify accounts more than their Netflix accounts. Why? Because being stuck in the house all day is single-handedly the worst thing anyone has made me do. If I can't go on a plane, then screw it. I'm gonna put in my headphones and listen to a playlist that reminds me of the summer. You can't literally go outside, but music mixed with imagination is the next best thing and a perfect way to escape. It's why I stand by the opinion of Spotify playlists being the best thing since sliced bread. Are you upset? Create a playlist of your favourite artist's greatest hits, and it's like they're hugging you with their music. I'm not speaking from experience. You heard that one from a friend. Are you in a dancing mood? You want to run around the house in your underwear like an absolute madman? Create a playlist of absolute bangers, ignoring your housemates with their requests for you to put some pants on. The invention of the playlist is the only thing keeping humanity from not turning on its head. I think we need to give a Nobel Peace Prize to whoever invented it. They're a great way to express yourself, an even better way to escape when things sometimes get hard. Identity. Music can also help you shape the identity of a person that you know. I live with like 5 other people, and in my mind, at least 4 of them have their own theme song that reminds me of them. Music is almost like the easiest way to form an attachment to someone, is your brain associates them with a song that either reminds you of that person or a memory that links you to the tie with that person. Just like when you hear Superman or Darth Vader's theme, anyone can have personal musical introductions. A song might be playing in the background when you're with someone, forever linking them to that song. My two standout artists. So, now that we've talked about music in general, I bet you're wondering, what artists do you like, Troy? And if you're not, then I'm going to talk about them anyway. This isn't a Telltale game. You can't choose the direction of the video. Well, if you know me personally, you know that I'm a big fan of a certain band that has been on the top of my Spotify Wrapped for 3 years in a row. And they are, of course, McFly. No, I'm just kidding. Of course it's Why Don't We? If you're not familiar with them, the band consists of 5 members: Joan Murray, Zach Heron, Corbin Besson, Jack Avery, and Daniel Seavey. And no, I'm not telling you which one's my favourite. I don't know what it is. The songs that they have written, which is like the whole of their new album, go stream it, are just on my wavelength. Like their earlier work, which is fine, you can sort of tell when they really didn't have any input because of the whole music industry machine thing. However, now that they've been given the freedom to write and perform their own songs, it's sort of like a breath of fresh air. I haven't known a musical act get on my wavelength as such as these guys, and it sometimes feels like they're reading my mind. Right, that's enough about Why Don't We? It's time to talk about the name everyone knows. Shawn Mendes. You know who he is, he's a household name, and I feel like this guy's like an old friend every time I hear his music. I've liked him since the release of Life of the Party back in 2014, and I've been along for the ride ever since. If I ever have grandkids and they ask me who I listened to back when I was a kid, I don't think I could show them anyone else. Treat You Better, Stitches, Never Be Alone, Lost in Japan, all cornerstones of my life that I'm grateful for. Every time he releases a song, I feel like I'm going through life with him. I'm a sucker for a guitar, and the guy can do these little riffs that just get stuck in your head. There's Nothing Holding Me Back, Teach Me How to Love, it's all good stuff. You know, everyone has that artist or band that they have a close affiliation with. I'll always be interested in whatever Shawn makes, and I'll still be listening to him 10 or 20 years from now. 2 breakout stars. So, one of the artists that gave me the idea for this video is the one that has had a quick rise to stardom in the past few months. She's the voice of Gen Z and this generation's Taylor Swift / Lorde. I think that we should talk about Olivia Rodrigo. Unless you've been hiding under a rock the past few months, you've at least heard about the new song, Driver's License. The song has 219 million views on YouTube alone, and it's allegedly about Olivia's High School Musical co-star, Joshua Bassett. I'm not really going to do a whole breakdown of what happened, but if you want to know more about the details, watch the guy who was Fred talk about it. His video will be linked below. Anyway, I want to talk about how Olivia has done something that even Hannah Montana struggled to do, and that's separate herself from the Disney image that she has on her Disney Plus show. I'm not even going to pretend to know the ins and outs of Disney's record label, but it's pretty obvious seeing artists that started in the House of Mouse struggle to get out of the reputation of wholesome, child-friendly musical content. You have Miley Cyrus, Selena Gomez, the Jonas Brothers, and many more trying to break away in very drastic ways. To be honest, that's why I didn't want to listen to Driver's License. I thought it was going to be one for the High School Musical show. However, with Olivia, she is working on her music whilst she's doing her stint on Disney+. The split seems more organic because on one hand, you have music from Nene Salazar-Roberts, her character on the Disney Plus show, whilst having music that comes from Olivia Rodrigo's creative freedom. I hope she acts more like a beacon for more examples to come through the woodwork, so that Disney actors come out of their first gig, they find it more easier to be taken seriously by record labels. Lil Nas X. This guy's a genius when it comes to music because whenever he releases anything, it's the talk of the town. Old Town Road, that was a hit in the charts for like an eon. Panini, short but sweet, and a follower with the girl from Jessie in the music video. However, his new hit, Montero, has people up in arms, and I just love it. The song is about Lil Nas feeling like he's controlled by religion, and he gives a lap dance to the devil. There have been a select few that are offended by this, and what I have to say is, that's the point. The music and the music video, it's doing its job. The biggest complaint is that everyone thought Lil Nas was a children's singer, but there was nowhere in the past where he indicated that. Just because kids like the song doesn't mean that he's a children's entertainer. It really annoys me when people think they control art just because they support it. Sorry to bring films into this video about music, but everyone keeps asking Emily Blunt to play Sue Storm because they like the fan cast. As the audience, we have a choice to take in a song or a game that we like, but we have no right to demand every little thing because we're not the professionals and we haven't got the professional experience. You can't force Lil Nas to perform songs he's not passionate about just because 5-year-old Timmy liked Old Town Road. It's his art and you have to take it or leave it. Conclusion. There's not really a way to end this video. I just wanted to talk about the music I liked for a little bit. I love talking about movies and TV shows, but I don't want to put myself in a box talking about one aspect of media. Who knows, I might do a Get In review in the future. Anyway, that's enough about me rambling on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or share with your nearest and dearest. And whilst you're at it, put your favourite song or artist down in the comments so I can bring some new life into my Spotify playlists. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.